Blaxit family, Blaxit family. How are you today? I hope you're fantastic. Hope you're well. Welcome to Blaxit. If you're new to the channel, I'm Nyancho Kajabi, also known as Juliet, your host. Welcome. Blaxit is all about your exit from the West back to the best. And that's Africa, that's right. It's all about our repatriation, our relocation, mind emancipation, reuniting with our nation. And today, I'm so excited. We have a special guest who, of course, I'm going to do the usual Blaxit tradition, of course, allowing him to introduce himself, Blaxit. So I've got a star in the house, yeah, introduced to me by none other than my brother, Wodamaya. Wodamaya is an amazing man that helped me to change the trajectory of my life and gave me, let's just say, popularity, notoriety, and of course, some infamousness too. But nonetheless, he's also done some great introductions too. And today's introduction is nonetheless my guest with the mostest, my hostess, the man from Webnation, the best creation on the YouTube nation. And that is, of course, my guest right here, Hayford. But no, I'm not going to say your name. You tell everybody who you are and what are you doing in the Gambia, because I know you're from Ghana.
Yes.
Guys,
my name is Hayford, and I'm a Ghanaian. I've lived in China. I was living in China for like 4 years.
Ni hao.
Before that, I was ni hao. Before that, I was in India, you know, and then my story began. I decided to leave China to come back to Ghana. That was 2021 November, and I left China, came back to Ghana, and I picked my camera to really promote Africa, Ghana, and started with Ghana first. And then fast forward, I decided to come to the Gambia because I saw the Gambia is it's huge potential for investment.
Yes.
I want to promote, interview great minds like yourself. And that's what brought me to the Gambia. And also got the recommendation from my friend. Wodamaya has been a very good friend of mine for years.
Absolutely. We love Wodamaya.
Yeah, so, that's a little bit about myself. And I'm a content creator, cinematographer. So yeah,
lovely,
and I'm happy to have.
I love that. So let's unpack. Unpack. Yeah. So you're born in Ghana, and you're a photographer, journalist, content creator, rah.
Yes.
Right. Tell me about your beginnings. Tell me about what was it like, you know, being raised in Ghana.
So I went to junior high school like everybody else. The preparatory school somewhere in Saum. When I finished my junior high school, I literally went straight to high school, which is at Briggs senior high school. After I finished, I wanted to do something with IT, you know, but I realized that the universities are very theory. All the teachers just read books, and you don't get to really practice what IT is really about. It's about computers, and we're always drawing things on the board. I felt like I was not helping, so I had the opportunity to travel to India.
Is it?
Yes.
How'd you get the opportunity? Come on then. So it was, share with others so that if you want to try, you can see.
Well, I had a mate. I had a mate, a good friend of mine. We were very good, you know, academically. So he thought it would be smart because he knew that I was a very IT guy. I love IT. So he invited me by recommendation to the university. So the university told me that I have an admission. So I paid my fees, and my dad actually helped me with the payments and all those things. So I had, you know, I traveled to India 2014 or 13. I don't remember quite well. And I studied Bachelor's of Science in Information and Technology. Wow,
that's amazing. He's brainy. Not just good looks, ladies. So I always ask my guests, so are you single?
I'm single. I'm not searching. I'm not searching.
Ladies, potential.
No, I'm not searching.
I never said you were searching. I never said you were searching. But ladies, you want to watch more of this beautiful face, this handsome guy, go to Webnation, and you can see more about him. So don't say you're not searching. Let the ladies come and subscribe. So, gentlemen, then there you go. Watch his channel. So,
thank you.
You went there, you studied, you educated. So then what happened? How did you get to China?
So after India, right, I was working, I was doing YouTube. So before my graduation, I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm doing documentaries, you know, and then my channel kind of got deleted. Yeah. How? I can't get into it.
We want to know. Give us the gossip. We want to know.
Basically, I was like producing content where, you know, the metrics wouldn't like. You know, exposing some things that, you know, the U.S. did on the continent, killing our leaders like Gaddafi. You know, so it was very tough.
I'm really glad you said this. I'm really glad you said this because I want to talk about censorship as well. Because, you know, as a fellow YouTuber, I've gone through a lot of censorship. I remember even, you know, you can't say the C with the V with the 1 with the 9. You know what I'm talking about, right? You can't even talk about that. And if you do, they told you. I actually got notices, take this down. And then now, when you look in the sort of post C to the O to the V times, now, you know, look how many people are being challenged because of what they did to stop our right of freedom of speech and expression. So, you know, there are many platforms that are really stopping it. And it's like almost, I feel like it's there's some kind of a motive behind it. Because when you find the trajectory of Africa rising, the trajectory of Africans feeling proud and rising, when Africans are realizing what's really happening to them, when they realize all of the people that have been killed, all of the assassinations, and that they were, you know, the people behind it, the organizations behind it, the cabals behind it, and they don't want you to show that because, you know, of course, you know, it might be that maybe the people that own the platforms are actually part of the cabal, so maybe that's the point. You know, and maybe we need to have our own platforms and we need to populate our own platforms. I mean, you think about it, we're one of the most populous nations on the face of the planet, so really we should be able to populate our own, have our own, you know, black view. So, you know, in saying that, I understand your pain, you know, and a lot of us have complained because our views are limited, our subscriptions are limited. You know, we get, you know, let's just say warnings, you know what I mean? And the thing is, it doesn't matter how much you complain, it's the same thing, you're demonetized. You know? And so it's hard for us. And then, you know, I even, you know, went to Blacktube and said, you know, but you're supposed to be there for us. This is about us and, you know, what we're doing. And then I found that, you know, sorry to say it, you know, but it seems so, what's the word for me? Surface level. That's the word I'm looking for. You understand what I'm trying to say?
For I think for me, they kind of, you know, they will not come for you directly by saying that you are trying to save your, you know what I'm saying? They just try little mistakes. Example, there was a policy that was legal when I was doing that type of content. There was no policy like you can't do that. Now, after me doing that for a couple of months, they developed a new policy and updated their policy now. Now, what I'm doing that was legal 2-3 weeks ago is now illegal on YouTube. And now that is easier for you to be taken down, and that's how my channel went out. But, you know, I just needed a kind of...
But should they be able to apply that? Sorry to cut you. Should they be able to go and apply policies after the fact? It shouldn't be. What's the word I'm looking for? When you apply something oh gosh, the word's gone out of my brain. Baby brain.
For my English vocabulary,
in retrospect. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, should they be able to go and apply something in retrospect? Because in essence, when you made the program, there was no such policy. So actually, in applying it in retrospect, isn't that actually a really unfair application?
It is. Let me give an example. Back in the days, you can use at least 15 seconds of someone's music. Right, for free. Right now, and they updated that policy. And now you can't even use 30 seconds of it. It's copyrighted. You will not make any money out of that. Now, there's no comment. So whatever video you've made, if every single video you made back 2011 till that time it was the new policy, you will never make any money out of that. That money goes to somebody else. So that policy was not fair for creators. And then they can literally take your videos down. So imagine you using people content and they literally give you a copyright strike. That takes you out of the game. So
that was using original content, and they were still making claims that it was somebody else's content when it wasn't.
There are several strategies that can be.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes, yes.
And it wasn't. I knew the producer who made the content for me. And gave me permission to use it. So it's like I said, I mean, you know, I'm talking about us as content creators because this is an important, message, and it's an important, I think, program to have. That when you're promoting the positive narrative of Africa, you find that, you know, there are many things that play out against you, right, in the arena of social media. Many, many things, you know. I see people going to Rumble, going to TikTok, going to whatever, but then they face the same thing when they get there. It's like, you know, there's an integrated policy of discrimination, especially against positive contributors.
Narratives.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So I think for how you said how I met What Am I and everything. So after that happened to me, I didn't have a channel anymore. So I needed to, you know, I went back home to Ghana after my graduation, tried to do a YouTube, you know, try to invest in something else. It didn't work out. So I felt like I needed a change. So that's when I met Wadamaya before my channel deleted. So we became YouTube buddies. We learned from each other. And then fast forward, Wadamaya recommended China. He's like, how about you go to China? I'm like, really? He said, yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he helped me out, tried to get me admission. Fast forward, helped me out, go to China. I lived in China for almost 4 years. I first started studying.
4 years?
Yeah, I started studying, and I realized that, listen, I already have my degree from India. I don't want to do that again here in China. So I just diverted, started business, working, doing all sort of jobs. At one point, I was teaching English language.
Well done. Really?
Yeah.
What other jobs did you do in China?
Man, so many. I was selling, you can drop ship, e-commerce, and stuff like that. And mostly legal things because I have to put that out there.
Good.
And then, you know, try to survive. And fast forward, I think 20 after the pandemic, I realized that, listen, I'm wasting my time here. So there's times where my friend will call me, what am I? I'll be like, bro, what are you doing in India? In China? Because he knew what I can do with this YouTube and stuff like that. So he advised me, listen, bro, there's so much down here for you to do. Don't waste your time there. So, man, he said it several times, but one day I was just there and it just clicked me. Like, bro, I asked myself, what am I doing here? Packed my bags, got my flight ticket, bought my cameras and everything. Went back, I just came back to Ghana.
Webnation.
Yep, and then that's how Webnation came to be.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's been a journey for me. I'm learning every day, meeting amazing people like yourself, changing the narrative with my brother, Wadamaya. You know, because I've suffered. Example, living in China, there was people, they had no idea what Africa was about. You know, I have people who come to touch my skin to see if it's dirty and stuff like that. It's horrible. I'm telling you.
I know what it's like.
You know, so I realized that what can I do to help change that kind of mindset that they have against Africans, you know. So I started with this Webnation Africa.
It happens everywhere. Yeah, that's what I was saying to you, even with me, you know.
In the UK, right?
Yeah, even my son. You know, it's not like it was just my generation. Even my son, my middle son had terrible discrimination at school, even, you know, and so did my younger son. So it's just one of those situations that you think, you know what, I'm not going to go through this, you know, again. So it's better that we leave. It's better that we leave because the institutional racism is there and the dislike for Africans is there. It's an anti-African sentiment worldwide. I'm sorry to say it, and even in Africa, some of us, we fight against each other as well, you know, so we have to like learn to come together in peace and unity. So tell me, so Webnation started, how long have you had your channel for now?
So Webnation Africa, I started it back in 2017.
Webnation Africa? Yes. Let's say the whole...
So first, it started with, you're right, it started with Webnation. So we had a website where we do news. So all thing about Africa. We blog about Nigeria, every other African country. We have a mobile app.
So tell me all about Webnation and Webnation Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Webnation started after my channel was, you know, taken down. Even though it was not in my name. But
did it hurt you?
It was
All
painful.
of the hard work.
Yeah.
Like I saw when the Myers went down, I tell you, I bawled and live in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad when he got it back.
Yeah.
But how did it affect you? How did you feel? Because as a content creator, you're at their mercy. This is the hard part. And you can't even sue them.
No.
Yeah? The amount of negative content I've seen, and I've complained. I've seen people take my content, use my content, and it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like with YouTube, even using my logo, my trademark logo, and it's like it just falls on deaf ears. Like all of a sudden they don't see, no hear, no evil. Like these people, do you know what I mean, are untouchable, and they can just defame you. And I had to go and get a lawyer, you know? I had to go and get a lawyer in the UK to go and sue this particular vlogger. You understand? And would YouTube even give out their details? It's questionable, but it's painful when you put your time, your energy, your love, and they say take it down. You know, they haven't paid you to make that content. They don't know how much money and sacrifice you've made to make that content. Do you see what I mean? And for what? Pennies in a penny, and we're selling each other out online, saying the most heinous and terrible things. It's like it's the age of disinformation. You know what I mean? It's the age of defamation. This is what it is right now. YouTube used to be so wholesome for me, yeah? But now I used to go on there to learn about everything from baking a cake to doing this to doing that. But it just feels different now. You know, I used to watch every Pan-African thing on YouTube, but now it just feels so horrible.
Unsubscribe and block channels, right?
Yeah, I'm very good at that now. I'm very good at that now. And, you know, I stopped them from bringing the negative vibes to me, because I don't like negative energy. Anything positive, bring it my way. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But when you start seeing things about yourself, I'm like, why are you just doing this? Like, go and get a life and talk about your own life.
Yeah, the tabloids, one thing I realized, they're always going to do what they want to do to get money. So it's so hard. It will fall on deaf ears, because every single information that they have can be a content for them to get viewers to make money. So you're literally telling them not to eat by this. It's not going anywhere.
No, but you know what? You can eat. Just don't pick you on my back. You know what I mean? You know, like I heard a famous artist say one time when journalists asked them, just like yourself, and asked them, you know, so what about all this negative PR? Yeah, how does that affect you and you know, your career? And the artist turned around and said, well, it keeps me relevant. And so I guess, you know, there's a positive side. But, you know, in winding up, you know, tell me about your channel. Tell me about what goes on your channel. Tell me about how people can subscribe to your channel, where they can find your website, what you're doing, where you're going. You know, I'm going to shut up. And then you're going to close off for me, OK? And let people know about your channel.
So, guys, as I said, you'd find more about, you know, what I do on my channel now.
And ladies, guys and ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Webnation Africa on YouTube, on Instagram and everywhere. Check me out. I've been interviewing people like yourself. I actually did an interview with her. Go and check it out. It's amazing. It's fire. You know it already. And my Instagram is Captain_Hayford. It's CAPT_HAYFORD. And once again, you are doing amazing. You've done so many things on the continent. And I think you deserve a lot of credit that I don't know if people are giving it to you, but you're doing amazing. I want you to keep it up.
Thank you.
As she said, if you're a lady, I'm single, but I'm not searching. But if you want to still slide in, you can.
Look at the channel. Look at the channel. Yeah, get more review. Look at the channel. So everybody, go to his YouTube channel, Webnation Africa.
Yes, Webnation.
Please go to Webnation Africa and subscribe. Okay, subscribe, like and share. Yeah, how many subscribers are you on now?
30 something.
Wow, he's huge, everybody. He's huge. He's on 30-something. Yeah, let's make him onto 100-something, and then 1 million something.
Amen.
Yeah?
Amen.
Yeah, let's take that. Yeah, let's assert that. Okay. So listen, it's been great having you. It's been a great guest, and he's young, he's fiery, he's ambitious, and so you want this man to go and do an interview for you, record a video for you, cover an event for you, edit for you. That's the place. But don't forget, with us, we're dedicated to Perspective. And we work with Perspective. I want to say thank you to KD for editing this footage, and also thank you to our homegrown Seth for absolutely capturing this footage for us today. You know, we are Team Blaxit, and we want to say thank you. Don't forget, if you'd like to subscribe, you can to Blaxit, Blaxit, and don't forget that you can also give us a treat via Patreon or via PayPal, bobcollective@yahoo.com. One Africa, one nation, one people. Want to thank you so much. You've been fantastic. Bye-bye. One nation,
one Africa. Thank you, Blaxit family. Please keep watching and remember, follow your dreams.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.